SEGA System 24. It's a floppy disk based game system with a few games on and 68,000 CPU, two of them, one of which acts as a security chip at certain games. There are maybe 5 or 6 games total to this system, a couple of golf games, Bonanza Bros, Crackdown, Hot Rod, Scramble Spirits, and some odd Japanese games as well. But tonight we're going to take a look at Bonanza Brothers and Crackdown and Hot Rod, the games that are, in my opinion, the best ones made on this system. So what I have here now is the Crackdown configuration, which consists of the floppy disk and the security chip in IC4 and the 68,000 CPU and the boot ROMs. The pinout is SEGA. It's not JAMA, it's the same pinout as System 16 and some other games as well. The adapter here is for JAMA, so I've connected it to my JAMA adapter. The monitor is a 25 kHz medium resolution monitor, also not JAMA compatible. And we're going to try a few games here with this home-built crappy controller with the sticky buttons as usual. I haven't built anything better yet, so it will have to do. Well then, let's power up Crackdown. The floppy disk drive instantly boots the game and loads. Warning, coin not acceptable, please wait a moment, now loading. The system loads data occasionally, even though the game is booted, and the disk should be, the disk should be left on write enabled, so don't protect it, otherwise it won't save the score and settings and so on. This is one of my better games. In fact, it's a very nice little system, this one. It's like a home computer. So I think it's a pity there weren't more games released for it. Oh damn, I died. Oh. And boom goes the bass. The games are quite easily changed, so you basically change just the disk and the security chip, if it requires a security chip. A few games like Bonanza Bros and Hot Rod require special add-on cards. So, for instance, Hot Rod uses the proprietary analog optical interface card for steering wheels and gas pedals. So that's analog and optical controls. Without it you can't play the game, so you don't need any more security for that. The interface card looks like this, and it goes on top of the CM2 here, and in this case you also need to change the boot ROMs, because Hot Rod is a bit differently programmed. Bonanza Brothers requires an additional ROM-board on CN2, and there is a little security chip on board that ROM-board. Let's see where I have it. Yep, here it is. 4 PROMs and 1 special SEGA chip. So, to change game, we first cut the power, and then we swap the disk. Like that. Oh yeah, the security chip must be replaced for a regular 68,000 CPU. So we will do that also. It's a tricky operation, so I always do this standing up. So, let's boot Bonanza Bros. And fortunately for us, this game is playable with joystick and buttons, so let's try it. Also here, the game occasionally loads from the disk. I don't think while the game is running, but in between the stages it loads the next stage. Yeah. I have a little problem with the right direction, because the button is a bit sticky, so I don't think we'll be playing much of this game. Some other time perhaps. But it's fairly easy to swap a game. Let's try Hot Rod. First the disc. And then the interface board. The CN2 is a fantastic connector. And we need to change the boot ROMs. This game still uses the two regular CPUs, so we don't swap any CPU, but we need to use other EPROMs. So, by the way, it's easier before we insert the expansion board like that. Always do this job standing up for the best overview and support the PCB from under when you press the chip down, so you don't flex the board unnecessarily. It's not good for the board to flex too much. I think that's it. Yeah. This, as we can see now, was Japanese, and the configuration of the game is 4-player, and the large cabinet with the lying down monitor, because every player has the opposite side of the cabinet. So we need to modify that with the dip switches. And we also change it to English, as you can see. Before it was Japanese. So that's amazing. Unfortunately, we won't be able to play this game because you need an optical steering wheel and a pedal. But we can watch the demo play briefly. Very well. This is Hot Rod. And what I want to show you now is something very special. This. The System 24 has been hacked in the sense that you can eliminate the floppy disk drive. You cannot eliminate the security yet. To use the Media Converter board, we need to again swap the two boot ROMs for two supplied chips. And now this board isn't a SEGA official product, so it doesn't have any it's not made to fit really, just there are supplied some spacers and screws with it, but since I have it mounted on the wooden plate, I'll just temporarily use the spacer as support. So this board always goes first into the CN2. Like that. And Oh yeah, I'll remove the disk. Well done. Power. Yeah, and there's the menu. This is not a multi-game hack. You cannot choose many games from one menu on one system. You can only select one game at a time, and you do it by first dumping a floppy disk. So let's dump Bonanza Bros. It uses the SD card as a memory, so we insert that here. And dump disk image. Right, type 6 or type 7. I think probably it's type 6. Bonanza is type 7. Most games are type 7, only Hot Rod and some weird games are type 6. So, insert floppy. Like that. Press button. It's almost done reading the disk, but when it has finished reading the disk, it's not finished yet, because now this is not a game selection list. Well, it's a game list, but it's only the names. I have to select what name I want to apply to the file, but it's being created now. So the system actually compiles the file into a H24 type of file. So I'll select Bonanza Bros. Now it wants me to select the version or something, but I don't know what that is. I don't have the original disk, so I'll select the XX. And number, suffix, nothing. Revision ABCD, nothing, and OK. I'm sure, yes. So dump operation is success. You can tell Japanese have done the work by the spelling, but yes. So now we can boot from memory card, we can boot from floppy, we can dump another disk. But if I want to dump another disk, I have to change the SD card, or it will overwrite the H24 file, and we don't want that. So I'll switch the system off again, because I'll have to add, because this was Bonanza Bros, I'll have to add the extra ROM-board. The game won't play otherwise. So just for fun, let's remove the disk, and now the game is actually here on this little card. So, and we'll put the expansion board on top of the media board, the Media Converter board. Let's try it. Ready? Oh yeah, because Bonanza Bros is already on the SD card, it automatically senses it and wants to load the game, unless I push a button, which I did. So now we can select what we want to do, and I'll select boot up from memory card. That's the top option on the menu. So Bonanza Bros. Loading. So yeah, I think you can see the little yellow light flashing there. And here the game is, upside down. Right, dip switches. Sorry. 4, 5, 6 on the second bank, on. It's faster just to press 3 times on the button. And notice how fast the game loads. Now it's done. So there's a bit of a speed difference between the floppy loading and the SD card loading. Alright, let's try some play. Okay, the right direction is a bit sticky, so we'll try to live with the handicap, okay? Hey Odin, what's up? It's my cat Odin. Yeah, Odin, it's cool. You want to play? No? You want food, yeah? Oh, shite. Ah! Well, the down button is also sticky. Let's try another game, okay? Let's try Hot Rod. So first we remove the expansion card. Like that. And I've already dumped Hot Rod. Do you see Odvin? Hot Rod? Yes, Hot Rod. And this one goes in here. We already know how to dump the game, so I'm not going to do it twice. But this is basically it. Media Converter board, the custom boot ROMs, and the interface card with the game memory on SD. Oh yeah, we want it in English and 2-player. So we'll have to change the dips again. 4, 5, 6 on bank 2. And let's switch it on. Hot Rod. Yes. Sorry, yes, yes. And notice the speed. It's loaded now. It's done. It's fantastic. Keep your games on these instead of these. This is magnetic media, although it's really nice and nostalgic and smells nice. This is much quicker and safer. You can also keep the game file on your PC, because the format of these cards is simple FAT, just FAT, F-A-T. So the game is stored in a file called disk.h24, and it's very easy to just swap the file on the memory card, keeping the different game files in the folders, the Crackdown, Hot Rod, Bonanza Bros. Just overwrite the old file, insert the SD card into the media converter board and run the game. You will be needing, of course, the proprietary equipment like the interface board for Hot Rod, the IC4 security chip for Crackdown, and the extra ROM board for Bonanza Bros. You can't get around that, so you need these things. Alright, now I have swapped the regular 68,000 CPU for the Crackdown security chip in IC4, and the media converter board is in, and now I'll insert the already dumped Crackdown SD card into the media converter board. Now let's see how quick it boots. Right. For some reason, oh, that was quick, wasn't it? Or 10 seconds? Not even that. The floppy disk drive lamp lights. There is no disk inserted, but for some reason, when the drive is connected in Crackdown, the lamp lights. But never mind, it does not bother us in any way. And it plays the same way as it does from disk, if not better, with the faster loading times. But I've never had any problem with the loading times with the floppy anyway, so just that it's a bit faster now. Yeah, sticky buttons and horrible switches. Boom goes the base. And no, I don't need a gamepad. I need a joystick and real good buttons. Oh yeah, that's the down button stuck again. Okay, well, I think this is it. The media converter board is a great solution to eliminate the floppy disk drive, because the floppy is a mechanical thing, and with the magnetic media, I mean my discs haven't gone dead yet, but since it's mechanics and magnetics, it's more sensitive and prone to break than modern memory SD card. So it's a nice little thing, very expensive, from Japan, bought by a very good friend of mine. Thank you very much. And of course another friend who tipped me off, otherwise I wouldn't even know it existed. So thank you, and have a good evening.